Welcome to Jira Basics, where to find Agile templates in Jira for software development by the Silicon Valley Project Management Group, content developed by Maria Brady, produced by Heather Patel and Mary Miller. I will give you a quick introduction to Jira. Jira provides a great way to track tasks and collaborate between team members. It is a tool best used for issue tracking. Yes, Jira has its limitation, but it also has its benefits. Here I will provide an insight on how to best use this tool to serve you or your organization. Some of the advantages of Jira are it provides DevOps visibility. It also provides the Agile work management. Teams can visualize workflow and work in progress. It does have reports and insights also available. Some of the disadvantages are it has no communication tool. You are not able to communicate with team members, and it's also challenging to set up. One wonders which one is best to use. In Jira, the Kanban template or the Scrum template? If you take a look at this table, you can see some of the benefits. For Kanban, it's easily adaptable, and it's also flexible in production. Scrum has a few more benefits. It's great for big projects. It's also good for product mix. It does provide binding estimates and deadlines, and provide performance tracking for team members. Some of the disadvantages are it's time-consuming and project scope creep. As a Jira user, the first thing you will need is a username and password. Once you have a Jira account, then you can go to software development and you are provided the templates, the Kanban templates and the Scrum template. Here is your decision point. Which one best to use and leverage? One wonders what's the difference between the two? The main difference is that Kanban focuses on visualizing tasks in a project, whereas Scrum template provides structure for team culture and workflow for delivering the projects in less time and for efficiencies. The remaining slides are great for training purposes. Please visit the Silicon Valley Project Management website, where you can download these slides and use them for training purposes, for yourself individually, or for your organization. The training slides, once downloaded as a permanent copy, can be utilized to learn how and where to click to obtain these templates. Next, you will see a great demo on how to develop a Kanban template and how to develop a Scrum template for your use. Thank you.
Before we start using Jira, go ahead and create a Atlassian Jira account. Do a search for Atlassian Jira. Select Jira Issue and Project Tracking Software Atlassian. To purchase a subscription, select Buy Now. Click Jira Software. Choose your deployment. Click Get Started. Enter your email, and then continue following the prompts. If this is the first time you're logging into Atlassian Jira, select My Account, and then log in. Then you will go to a screen that looks something akin to this. Enter your email, you will click Continue, and then you will be prompted to fill out your password. Once you are logged in, you will see a screen that looks something akin to this. If you don't see a screen that looks like this, go to the keypad icon, select it, and then choose Jira Software. The next piece we're going to do is create a Kanban board. To do that, select Projects, Create Project, select Kanban, and then the workflow that will be the default includes columns like To Do, In Progress, and Done. Select Use Template, And then we are going to use a team managed project. Select a team managed project, enter your project details, and then create project. I already have a pre-populated Kanban board, and you will have to create some of these issues before you see some of these items here, but I'm going to walk you through that process. Before we do that, we're going to add a new column, and that new column is going to be called test. To create a new column, click the plus button, and we will call this test. Click the check mark. And then once your column is created, hover your cursor until you can see the hand towards the top of your column. Click on the column, hold down your clicker, and then drag the column over in between in progress and done. So now you have a Kanban workflow. The next piece I'm going to show you is how to create an issue or something otherwise known as a work item. Click Create. We are going to leave project and issue type and status as they are currently set, and then we will create a user story. You can also fill out additional information such as a description and any other items that you would like to set here. Once you're done, click Create. And now your new work item is populated in the to-do column. If you want to move your different work items to the different columns, we're going to show you how to do that next. So if you're a developer, you might take this work item and start working on it. And the way you do that is you'd move it to in progress. Once you're ready to start testing this work item, you would move it to the test column. And then once a work item has been tested and is fully verified and complete, you can move it to the done column. And that is how you create a Kanban workflow, a Kanban board, as well as use your Kanban board. The next thing I'm going to show you how to do is how to create a Scrum board, as well as how to use it throughout your iterations. If you can't see the projects menu towards the top of your screen, find the keyboard icon or the keypad icon, select it, select Jira software. Then you shall see the projects menu, select projects, create project, select Scrum, select use template. We will use the team managed project. Select a team managed project. Enter the name of your project and the key will auto-populate below. Select create project. Here you will see a board that looks very similar to what I have in this project. We are going to change the workflow so that each column has a different heading, and those headings will align with the Scrum framework terminology. To change the name of the first column, select To Do. Change text to Product Backlog. Click check mark. Select the second column label where it says In Progress. Change the text to Sprint Backlog. Select check mark. select done text in the third column, change that to working increment. Select check mark. And now you have a generic workflow for your Scrum board. We are now going to create product backlog items for your sprint. Go to backlog on the left-hand side of your screen. I have some example product backlog items populated already. We will be working in the sprint area. While mine says sprint 3, yours may say sprint 1. And keep in mind that when items are added into the sprint area, that is really something that is done after developers and product owners or the product owner negotiate on the work for that sprint. Click Create Issue. We are going to change this green icon to a different icon. Select that icon and choose Task. Then we will create a product backlog item. Once you are done typing, click Enter or Return on your keyboard. And then we will create another product backlog item. Hit Enter or Return. If you happen to have an item in the backlog section and the developers and the product owner agree, that item can be moved into this sprint section. We are now ready to create a sprint. Click Start Sprint. I am leaving the sprint name as it is. We will assume that the organization would like sprints to be 2 weeks. That's the longest they would be willing to wait before they get user feedback on any new features or functionality deployed in this particular example. Then we will create a sprint goal. And that is all I'm going to do with sprint goals, as any nuances are beyond the scope of this video. Click the Start button. And you can see that all of our items are now in the first column. Now let's say that the product owner and the developers come to an agreement, and the developers feel like that they can complete the first 2 product backlog items in 2 weeks. So what they would do is they would select, say, the first item, move it over to the sprint backlog. Then they would select the second item and drag it over to the sprint backlog column. Now let's say 2 or 3 developers work on the second item in the sprint backlog, and they successfully complete that item, and that item meets the definition of done. They then move that product backlog item over to the working increment column. Since this board is pretty new, I can't show you reports. So what I'm going to do is show you reports on another board that has been in existence for about a week and a half. As you can see, there's about 4 days remaining. There's a bit of work left to do. However, the reports icon is showing up on the left-hand side now because there's enough data. Select the reports icon. And there's a number of different reports that you can use. The burn down chart and the velocity chart are frequently used by various Scrum teams. Keep in mind that these charts are really an indication of the Scrum team's capacity for that 2-week iteration. Another report that's very useful that executives really like is created versus resolved issues report. And that shows the executives the trends of issues versus issues that are being closed out. Let's go back to our original board, and I will show you how to complete a sprint. Let's say your sprint is now complete. It's been 2 weeks. Click Complete Sprint. As you can see, there's one completed issue and 3 open issues. You have the option to move the open issues to new sprint or to the backlog. The caveat of moving open issues to the new sprint are that the open issues really do need to earn their way back into a sprint backlog before a team can work on them, as market conditions may have changed, or there may have been a bug that was unexpected, or a different product backlog item took way longer than developers were expecting. For the purposes of this demo, I will set all of the open issues to the product backlog. Then click Complete Sprint. And that is how you create and use a Scrum board throughout a 2-week iteration.